Hey everybody, Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. I'm just sitting here in my robe drinking my morning coffee, looking sexy as hell as usual. By the way guys, please remember to like the video if you actually enjoy it, subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my videos, and share them with your friends if I have any videos that you think that people should see. Alright, today I'm going to cover the topic of negatives. There's a lot of misconceptions out there on this. I'm going to tell you basically the basics, what you need to know about negative reps, and the two different schools of thought on them in exercise science and in strength and conditioning. Alright, you've seen a lot of philosophies coming out in fitness circles and by non-experts discussing doing these really slow negatives where you take 4 or 5 seconds to lower a weight. There is no data whatsoever that I am aware of that shows that these super slow negatives offer anything in terms of hypertrophy or strength over just doing a regular controlled negative. Now, the first school of thought is just controlled negatives. And the idea is that you induce more hypertrophy and micro tearing in the muscle fibers if you have a controlled negative, which just means you control the weight on the way down. It might only take you 1 second to do a controlled negative. But the thing is that you have full control of the weight with your muscles on the way down, and there's no bouncing at the bottom of a rep. Your joints aren't taking any impact, and the muscles are actually controlling the lowering of the weight. If you're trying to do controlled negatives for purpose of hypertrophy, this is all you need to do. This is what will give you the results you're looking for. And there's no need for them to be super slow. There's no benefit to this whatsoever. You tend to get better muscle stimulation, and it's safer if you just do normal controlled negatives without doing any bouncing at the bottom either. You don't want to just let the weight drop and not have control of it. And that's the correct way to do a negative. Now, the other school of thought on this that isn't discussed much in fitness circles, you see a lot of very well-known strength and conditioning coaches like Glenn Pendlay who advocate not doing negative reps at all and doing very high volumes of explosive concentric reps with very heavy weight and doing no negatives at all and just letting the weight drop. And the idea behind this philosophy is that because it's generally believed that more of your recovery ability is used up repairing micro traumas from doing negatives, that if you're skipping the negatives and you're focusing purely on explosive concentric reps and then not controlling the weight on the way down, that you can move more total weight, you can recruit more total motor units and muscle fibers, you can do more total work sets, recover from it faster, and do it again sooner. So the idea is that you can do very, very large volumes of explosive, heavy work sets and do them more frequently so that you induce hypertrophy rather than through focusing on things like these little micro traumas in the muscle. You're focusing on hypertrophy through sheer upper threshold motor unit recruitment and recruiting as many fibers as possible. And this also yields the benefit of being very functional in terms of strength. The problem with this approach is that, one, this is a very advanced method, and for most people you're not going to want to use it because you're going to have a very limited number of lifts that you can do it on. When you see programs built around this, you're going to see a lot of deadlifts where you deadlift and drop the weight on every rep and just turn loose of it. You're going to see Pendlay rows to where you just drop it to the floor. Either you release completely or you just let it drop while still holding on to it. Things like push presses to where you can catch it on your chest. And you're not going to be able to do this sort of thing with a lot of the other conventional movements. You're not going to be able to safely do this squatting. You're not going to be able to do this on a bench press without injuring yourself. So it has limited applications, and it is a very effective method, but it will also get you thrown out of a commercial gym. And you have to use very, very heavy weights to make this approach work. And it's for the advanced lifter. So for most of you, you're going to want to ignore that. And you're going to want to focus on just doing controlled negatives, but not these silly, super slow ones because they offer no advantage. Just doing normal controlled negatives on all of your reps is going to yield you very good hypertrophy gains, and it's going to give you a greater margin of safety and less chance of injuring yourself while training. Oh, hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot. All right, that's all I have to say on that today, and I will talk to you guys next time.